Don't scroll. Please just stay here with me for a moment. Before you decide anything, before you judge me, before you think this is just another voice asking for attention, listen. This isn't confidence talking. This is what's left after pretending to be strong for too long. Save me. I'm not strong anymore. If you're still here, it means something. And you recognize that sentence. You felt it before I finished saying it. And that's why I'm talking to you. Will you date me? Not the version of me that smiles in public. Not the version that has everything figured out. Not the version that people admire from a distance. Will you date the tired version? The one who is done performing. The one who stayed too long where they weren't chosen. The one who left too early because they were afraid. I'm asking slowly on purpose because I'm not trying to impress you. I'm trying to be honest. I've spent years being the strong one, the dependable one, the one who doesn't complain, the one who holds everyone else together. And no one tells you this, but when you play that role long enough, people forget to ask how you're doing. They assume you're fine. I wasn't. I just got very good at hiding it. If you're listening to this at night, maybe with the lights off, maybe holding your phone like it's the only thing keeping you company, this is for you. You don't have to answer me out loud, but answer me honestly inside yourself. Are you tired of being strong? I regret so many quiet things. I regret not saying stay when I wanted to. I regret saying I'm fine when I wasn't. I regret acting like I didn't need reassurance. I regret thinking love would always wait for me. I regret the nights I chose pride over vulnerability. Those regrets don't scream. They whisper. They show up when everything is quiet and there's no one left to distract you. That's when they hurt the most. Will you date me knowing I'm still learning how to rest? Knowing I don't always have the right words? Knowing I sometimes shut down instead of explaining? I'm not asking you to fix me. I'm asking you if you can sit with me while I figure myself out, because I've dated people while pretending I didn't need that, and it didn't work. I kept thinking love was about being impressive, being useful, being successful. But the truth is, the nights I remember most were the successful ones. Through the night, someone stayed, someone listened, someone didn't trust me, someone didn't ask me to be less emotional, someone didn't leave when I showed weakness. I lost some of those people. Not because they didn't love me, but because they didn't know how to let them. That's a hard thing to admit. So, I'm saying it now. If you date me, you'll see my fear. You'll see my hesitation. You'll see me pull back sometimes. And I need you to know it's not because I don't care. It's because I care deeply and I'm scared of failing again. If that scares you, I understand. But if it doesn't stay with me in this moment. Breathe. You don't have to decide anything yet. Just listen. I used to believe love was about hindrance, about pushing through, about surviving each other. Now I believe love is about relief. Relief that you don't have to explain yourself all the time. Relief that your silence isn't misunderstood. Relief that your emotions aren't treated like a problem. If you're listening and thinking, I wish someone would ask me this honestly, then you already understand what I'm trying to say. This isn't a proposal, it's an invitation to be human together. I don't promise perfection, I promise effort. I promise honesty even when it's uncomfortable. I promise I won't disappear emotionally and call it independence. I promise that when I'm quiet, they'll try to tell you why. And when you're quiet, they'll ask instead of assume me. I need to tell you something important. Needing someone doesn't make you weak. Pretending you don't, that's what breaks you. I learned that too late. So here I am asking slowly, carefully, without ego. Will you date me if I'm still healing? Will you date me if some days I'm quiet, not because I don't love you, but because I'm tired? Will you date me if I don't always know what I need yet? You don't have to answer now. This isn't a test. It's a truth. And if you're still listening, that tells me something about you. It tells me you're not as cold as you pretend to be. It tells me you're not as unbreakable as people think. It tells me you're human. That's exactly who this is for. Stay, we're not done yet. There is so much more I need to say. And if you let me, I'll say it slowly with you. I know the word save sounds heavy. Sounds like I'm asking you to carry something that isn't yours. That's not what I mean. What I mean is this: sit with me while I finally admit the truth I've been running from. I'm exhausted from being impressive. I'm exhausted from acting like I don't need reassurance. I'm exhausted from being the calm one. My chest is loud. If you date me, you won't get fireworks every day. You'll get honesty. Some days that honesty will be quiet. Some days it will tremble. Some days it will tremble. Some days it will ask for a hug instead of pretending everything is fine. I've learned that the bravest sense I can say now is not "I can handle it." So, can you stay with me for a minute? When I think about the people I lost, the regret isn't dramatic, it's small and sharp. It's the text I didn't send, the call I postponed. I didn't think those moments mattered. They did. They always do. If you're listening and you feel that ache in your chest, the one that doesn't have a name, let me slow this down with you. Take a breath. You don't need to fix anything right now. Just notice what you feel. I spent years avoiding that step. I told myself feelings would pass if I stayed busy. Sometimes they did, but the important ones waited. They waited until I was alone. They waited until I was tired. They waited until I finally stopped running. And when they arrived, they asked one question: why didn't you let anyone love you properly? That question hurt, because the answer wasn't simple. I didn't let people love me because love requires trust, and trust requires risk, and I had already failed. If you've failed before, you know how heavy that word feels? It doesn't just describe what happened, it tries to define who you are. I rejected that for a long time. I said, I failed at love, but I'm still strong. The truth was quieter. I failed at love because I was afraid of needing it. If you date me now, you'll meet someone who is learning how to ask instead of assume. Someone who is learning how to listen without preparing a defense. Someone who is learning how to say that hurt without feeling ashamed. I wish I had learned this earlier. But late learning is still learning. And if you're listening to this, maybe you're late too. That's okay. There's no prize for being early when it comes to healing. Some people find love. Some people find clarity late. Some people find both, just not at the same time. I used to envy people who seemed effortlessly loved. Now I understand something different. Love that comes after pain is often gentler. It doesn't rush, it checks in. It asks, "Are you okay?" and waits for the real answer. If you date me, I'll ask you that, and I'll mean it not as a habit, as a commitment. I want to tell you something I've never said out loud. There were nights I wished someone would notice I was struggling without me having to explain it. That wish didn't make me weak. It made me human. We all want to be seen without auditioning. We all want to rest without being judged. We all want to be chosen without performing. If you've ever felt invisible while doing your best, I see you. And if you've ever stayed too long hoping someone would finally choose you back, I understand that kind of patience leaves scars, but it also leaves depth. Depth is not something you lose. It becomes part of how you love next. If you date me, you'll notice I move slower. Not because I don't care, because I care enough to do it right. I won't rush your story. I won't compare you to my past. I won't expect you to heal me. I'll take responsibility for my work. And when I stumble, I'll say so. That's what growth looks like. If you're still here, still listening, I want to check in with you. How are you feeling right now? Not the polite answer, the honest one. You don't have to say it out loud. Just notice it. Sometimes being witnessed, even by a voice, is enough to soften something inside. I know this because it happened to me. I used to think I needed someone extraordinary. Now I know I need someone present. Presence beats perfection every time. If you date me, there will be silence sometimes. Not the awkward kind, the safe kind, the kind where we don't need to fill the space to prove we belong. I'm learning to trust that kind of silence. If you're afraid of being abandoned, you're not broken. You were taught by experience. If you're afraid of commitment, you're not heartless. You are hurt. If you're afraid of being seen, you're not distant. You learned that visibility once cost you something. All of that makes sense, and all of it can still coexist with love. I'm not asking you to promise anything. I'm asking if you can stay curious, curious about connection, curious about what it would feel like to be honest without armor, curious about a version of yourself that doesn't have to be strong all the time. If you date me, you will meet someone who is learning to rest in affection instead of suspicion. Someone who is learning that reassurance is not weakness, it's care. Someone who is learning that asking for love doesn't make it less valuable. It makes it real. If you need to pause this, pause it. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to sit quietly and let this wash over you, do that. I'll still be here when you come back, because this isn't about convincing you. It's about meeting you where you are and asking one honest question. Will you date me? Not because I'm perfect, not because I'm strong, but because I'm real. Take your time. We have more moments to share. And I'm not going anywhere. I know asking someone to stay for this long feels like a lot. But if you're listening, it means you're already staying with your own feelings. And that takes courage. Let me say this gently. You don't have to carry everything at once. Sometimes saving yourself starts with letting one moment be lighter than the last. If you date me, you'll notice I ask small questions, not because I care about the details. The way your voice changes when you're tired. The pause before you answer when something matters. The smile you don't show everyone. I missed those details before. I was always looking ahead. Now I look here right now. If you're listening at 2 a.m., this is your reminder that nights don't last forever. They feel endless when you're inside them. But morning has a way of arriving quietly. I used to be afraid of mornings. They felt like accountability, like I had to pretend again. Now I see them as another chance to be honest. If you date me, I won't trust you out of your sadness. I'll sit beside it. We can be quiet together. Silence doesn't scare me the way it used to. I learned that silence is only frightening when you don't feel safe. Safety isn't about control. It's about consistency, showing up when it's boring, checking in when nothing is wrong, staying present when there's nothing to fix. I didn't know that before. If you've been hurt, you might be waiting for the moment things go wrong. That hyper-awareness doesn't mean you're negative. It means you learn it from pain. I respect that. If you date me, I'll move at your pace. Fast love can feel intoxicating, but slow love lasts longer. I want lasting. I want the kind of connection that doesn't disappear when life gets heavy. There were times I thought love was supposed to feel intense all the time. When it didn't, I assumed something was missing. What was missing was rest. Love needs room to breathe. If you're listening and you feel your shoulders drop a little, that's your body saying it's okay to relax here. You're not being graded. You're not being measured. You're allowed to be exactly as you are. I wish someone had told me that sooner. If you date me, you'll hear me say thank you a lot. Gratitude used to feel unnecessary to me. Now I know it keeps love alive. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying. Thank you for being human. Let's pause for a breath. Inhale slowly. Exhale. You don't have to do anything else right now. Sometimes the bravest thing is letting yourself be held by a moment. I'm not asking you to promise forever. I'm asking you to share now. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Bring it back gently. If emotions rise, let them. You're safe here. And if you leave and come back later, I'll still be here saying the same thing in different words, because some truths need repetition to sink in. You don't have to be strong tonight. You don't have to decide anything. Just stay. We can keep going, says W. It's Cote Bis. I'm still here, and I will keep talking as long as you need a voice that doesn't rush you. If your eyes are heavy right now, let them be. You don't have to hold them open to stay. You can listen with your breathing. You can listen with the part of you that's tired of explaining. There's something I haven't said yet because it's hard to admit without feeling exposed. Sometimes I miss people who weren't good for me, not because they treated me well, but because they were familiar. That kind of missing can confuse you. It makes you doubt your growth. It makes you wonder if feeling is real or if you're just learning to live with emptiness. If you felt that, I want you to know it doesn't mean you should go back. It means your heart remembers connection, even imperfect connection. Memory is not instruction, it's information. I'm learning to listen without obeying. If you date me, you'll notice I don't romanticize chaos anymore. I don't chase intensity just to feel alive. I felt enough extremes. I want warmth that doesn't burn. I want to wake up next to someone and feel calm instead of anxious. That desire used to scare me. Calm felt boring because my nervous system was used to stress. Maybe yours is too. If that's the case, give yourself permission to relearn safety. Safety doesn't arrive all at once. It arrives in patterns. Someone calling when they say they will. Someone listening without interrupting. Someone staying consistent even when nothing exciting is happening. Those things build trust quietly, and quiet trust lasts.